G'day, my name is Harley and today we're going to be talking about rehabilitation for chronic elbow, so tricep tendon problems. Now, the type of problem that I'm discussing in this, when I say chronic, we're talking about at least 2 to 3 months. You've had symptoms ongoing, they might have settled down a little bit, but it's not getting any better. Now, I want to keep this nice and short, so I'm not going to explain everything in great detail, but what we're going to do is I'm going to show you 2 basic exercises in the next clips. Then I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to do them, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about why it works. So here we go. So your elbow's pointing straight up. Straighten your arm, pause again, let it down. So straight up, so 1 pause point, 2nd pause point, and then down. Lifting with your arm straight, let it down halfway, and then relax. So arm up straight, pause, halfway down, pause again, and then relax. Now, to start with, you only want to pick one of those exercises. So just pick whichever one seems more comfortable for you, and we'll start with that. You want to start with like a really light weight. So even something that's only about 1 kilo. When you're doing the exercise, you want it to be not painful, or maybe just like a little bit painful. A little bit painful is okay. If it's really sore when you do it, we need to do either less weight or change the exercise. So if you try these things, even with a small amount of weight, and it's not working for you, then you need to consult your healthcare professional and get some more specific advice to you, because everyone is different how they respond to exercise and different types of rehabilitation. Moving on, the way to do these exercises. So I demonstrated the movement in the videos, but I didn't really explain the pause well enough. So what I actually want you to do, through the movement, at 2 points of the movement, you do a pause, but you hold for 10 seconds. Okay, so for the kickback one as an example, so lift it, hold for 10, halfway down, hold for 10, then relax. That's 1 rep. And then just repeat that 5 reps, okay? So once a day, 5 reps, hold in 2 positions for 10 seconds each, and that's it. So each rep, hold for 10, go down, hold for 10, and then back up. So 1 rep will actually take you about 20, 25 seconds to do. Now, to understand why this actually works, we need to talk a little bit more about what we are actually dealing with. Now, when we're talking about tendonitis or a tendinopathy, or like basically a tendon problem, especially one that has lasted a few months, then what we're dealing with is not so much the state of the muscle and tendon tissue. That's probably, in most cases, already repaired by this stage. What we're dealing with is the sensitization that followed the injury. Okay, so what happens when you have a bit of an injury is your brain gets all these messages from like the muscle and tendon, and they're letting your brain know, oh, we've got all these broken fibers in here, just letting you know. And then the brain goes, oh, okay, we've got a busted up tricep and a dodgy tendon, so we need to just stop using that for a while, or use it a lot less for a while, to give the body time to heal, to send the nutrients in there, you get your recovery in there, and over a course of a few weeks, then the tissue will repair and the sensitization and that pain should drop off. But it's quite common for that sensitization actually to remain after the tissue healing is completed. So what we're dealing with here is we're not trying to fix the muscle and tendon itself. We're actually trying to reduce your body's pain response. So the reason that this type of training works really well with like the pauses and holding it is because while your muscle and tendon are loaded up with that exercise and you're just holding in one position, pausing, the muscle is working, but it's working in a way that is not going to dial up that pain response. It's working in a way that sort of gets underneath the pain radar and allows that muscle and tendon unit to work. And over a period of weeks, this won't fix it straight away, but over a period of weeks, that sensitization will drop and you'll start to be able to do more and more with that muscle. And as the weeks go by, you'll be going from 5 reps in the first week, and maybe aim for 10 reps in the next week, and then 15 reps in the third week, and then just trying to have a slow and steady progression to sort of stay under the radar of pain. Now, one more tip, which is very important, that I'll finish with, is it's important to be able to identify a flare-up. When we're dealing with tendon problems, flare-ups are things that can sort of set us back a little bit. And so what I mean by that is, let's say that you go out and you try this exercise and it's a little bit sore and you're a bit worried. You're like, oh, it's a bit sore. Don't know if I should be doing this. But when you stop doing the exercise, if that pain stops as well, and then the next day that pain is not returned, then that's actually quite a good sign. It's okay to be a little bit sore while you're doing stuff, right? On the other hand, if you do it and everything seems okay, but then the next day it's really sore, it's aching, it's more sensitive than usual, then probably what you did the day before has been a little bit too much. And what's happened is your brain has dialed up that pain response to try and protect you again. So what's happened? We've gone over the radar. The pain system has detected us. And so what we need to go do is, okay, let it settle down, and we'll come back again, and we'll try either with less weight or with less reps, or we try different exercise. So I hope that all makes sense. And the thing to understand is, giving this kind of advice is so general, and I work in clinical practice, and the advice that I give to people is individualized. So take this with a grain of salt. This is quite a safe place to start, especially if you start with a very light weight, which I do suggest. So if you start with like 1 or 2 kilograms, just something that you're comfortable with, and then just work up very slowly, and you should be fine. And I'm really keen actually to get some responses to this, to see if anyone's tried it, or if anyone's got any questions about it. I'll be happy to answer them. And so good luck.